The Crucible, eh?
Something for you when you have a moment.
Oh, we don't even get to see it land, huh? That's kind of lame. Talk with Tobias. Alright, well, let's go have a look. This is a quaint little world. I like that it rains and that I can walk around without a suit on. It's kind of nice, refreshing. Hello? It's a robot.
Of unknown origin detected. Designated outsider. This is an undisclosed secret location. Please identify purpose or depart.
What exactly is this place?
Outsider is not part of plan. End of inquiry.
Okay. I received your distress call.
Acknowledging receipt of emergency request. Explanation deemed acceptable. Clearance granted to Crucible. Outsider will deliver 150 units of copper. Compensation will be dispensed.
Tobias, stand down. We have a visitor.
Reminder, deliver required material. End of conversation.
This
I don't
is
even have
incredible.
copper.
For so long we hoped for any visit, and the day has finally arrived.
What is this place?
Oh dear, that's a surprisingly tricky question. I'm probably not the person to answer it, but it is a genuine pleasure to meet you.
Charibdis is really out of the way. You must not see many people.
We see no one, ever. Your arrival is truly an historic one, but many fear what it portends. The societies have closed their doors and are arguing about what to do, while the rest hide to see which way the wind blows. Franklin would know what to do. He's the oldest among us. You should talk with him.
What do you mean by the societies?
Most of us are like me, free and unaligned. But there are three societies that are oft at odds with one another. The Believers, the Pragmatists, and the Renegades. It would be wise to meet each of them. Franklin leads the Pragmatists.
Of course he does. Why are people hiding?
Crucible is a tinderbox, and any spark will set it off. We're still recovering from a deadly conflict that happened 3 years ago. Far fewer of us are here to greet you today because of it.
I'll go look for Franklin then.
Give it time, and I'm sure the others will come out. For curiosity's sake, if nothing else.
Your name is just
I
Ada?
still can't get over you. A visitor. Extraordinary.
Oh, interesting. Where's Sarah? I just noticed she's not with me. Did she stop following me when that quest ended? Let me board the ship real quick. One hell of a loading screen just to get on the ship.
Something you might be interested in.
Sarah, where are you? Holy crap. My game just freeze. Oh, there we go.
Well, well. Back for more, eh?
Oh, she's still following me.
Only if it's one of your deepest, darkest secrets. I can't believe.
Yeah,
Don't
okay,
stay away
interesting.
too long.
She just wasn't out there at all. That's one of the common
Something you
complaints
might be
that I've
interested in.
seen specifically among my particular friend group that have played the game, is that your followers hardly follow you. They're always like 20 to 30 feet behind you, and I brought this up early in the playthrough. But like whenever they have dialogue, it's like you're hard pressed to ever hear it because they're always so far away. Like if I turn around, Sarah's just like 40, 50 feet away, and she just is refusing to come forward. I don't know why. It's just very bizarre. Very strange. I'm assuming if I were to draw my weapon, she would appear right beside me. Yeah, now she's another 50 paces back. Like, it's just so strange. Inaccessible. Yeah, they really have sealed their doors, huh? Alright. There's Franklin.
When your ship landed, I feared the robots would shoot you on sight. I am greatly relieved that they let you enter our community. But you come during a delicate time. Everyone will seek to use your arrival to further their own ends.
You don't control the robots.
No, we most certainly do not. Our relationship with them is a matter of some debate.
Okay, and you don't seek to use me either.
You ask a question you already know the answer to. Yes, of course. I have need of you. But if you have a good heart and a quick mind, I am sure you will see my point of view.
That's a weird old-timey outfit you got there, and your accent is odd.
Where to begin? Maybe an introduction? I am Franklin Delano Roosevelt, leader of the Pragmatist Society.
Roosevelt, huh? I know I've heard that name before.
Well, it is gratifying that even after all these years, my name isn't entirely forgot. You see, I was an American president. Well, not literally, but in a sense I was. Everyone that lives here are clones. Some of us are clones of the greatest figures of history, and others, well, we don't rightly know. When we die, and some of us die quite often, we are brought back. I cannot imagine how strange this must sound to an outsider.
Yeah, so this is just Clone High? So, you're a real president of the old United States of America.
Now, there is the question, isn't it? I do not have FDR's memories, but I know every nuance of his life and times. Well, as much as history records. I confess, I feel an undeniable affinity towards him. But no, I am my own man, but not all of us see it that way.
Are you immortal, then?
Not at all. I have had occasion to see death more than anyone. When someone dies, all they have accomplished here in Crucible, all of their deeds, thoughts, are gone. And when they come back, they are different, modified. The believers say they are improved. Being reborn can take years, sometimes over a decade. But everyone comes back.
To have such advanced cloning technology is unheard of. How?
Is it? I wish I could illuminate you on this, but we are as ignorant of the technology which brought us into being as we are of the outside world.
Well, I've encountered stranger things.
Then you must live a remarkably interesting life. After decades, centuries, of trying to figure it out ourselves, there is so very much we don't know either. The robots clone us for a reason, their so-called mission. But what that is and what we should do about it is something the societies disagree about, sometimes violently. It's best you meet with the other societies, and after, I promise I'll explain the pragmatist's position on matters.
What can you tell me about this mission?
Well, it is one of the few concrete things we know about Crucible. If you want to truly know about the mission, the believers will tell you all about it. In fact, it can be hard to get them to stop talking about it. After you meet with them, I'll share my position.
I'll hold you to that promise, Franklin.
Please do. Word has been sent, so the street should be full again. There is more I would talk with you about, but I would not take advantage of your ignorance. Go speak with the Monirinas and Genghis Khan.
Okay.
Welcome to town,
Sure.
stranger. Consider me part of the welcoming committee. The name's Wyatt Earp, and I'd be most pleased if you'd use one of the spare rooms during your stay. For a modest fee, of course.
Oh, I want to shoot you where you stand, dude. Yeah, I didn't figure Wyatt Earp would run a hotel.
You and me both there. Now, I do the best I
that's more
can
of,
to uphold the law, but the societies make that difficult. I expect I've had as much success restraining Genghis as the Chinese did. I do what I can. Roosevelt and I are both of the same mind on that.
So, you're a pragmatist, then?
I'm for whatever side wants to keep the peace. It means that the pragmatists and I are often on the same side of things, but you might be surprised the number of times I've had to ask some of them to back off some nonsense.
Well, let me know if I can help.
That's a generous offer. I might take you up on it. Well, I hope you enjoy your stay. And by the by, I may have access to some essentials I've picked up over the years. Happy to sell them to you.
Oh. Is there a lot of crime here in Crucible?
It runs hot and cold. During usual times, it's an occasional scuffle, maybe a black eye when an argument gets out of hand, and then a society goes on a rampage and it's tombstone all over. I hope your arrival keeps things on an even keel.
Well, let's see what you got for sale.
Hopefully you take fancy to something.
He's just got food. Yeah, he's got nothing valuable. Alright, well,
Pleasure talking with you.
that's just a pragmatist.
You don't get old on Crucible unless you are smart. FDR is the wisest of us.
I need to go out there.
Hello.
I want to see it do everything there is to be done. Your ship, she's a beauty. It travels the stars, right? Tell me, what's it like out there?
No matter how much I see it, it never gets old.
That's just how I imagine it. My name's Amelia Earhart. When I first woke up in this place, in my head, I knew all about my namesake, her life and her accomplishments. But I also knew how to fly a starship, reactor limits, thrust acceleration vectors and everything. In my mind's eye, I can imagine flying out there, touching heaven itself. And yet, cruelly, here I sit.
Why do you know about spaceflight?
The facility keeps us alive, fed and protected, but they do a terrible job of informing us of anything at all. My guess is the facility thought they might need a pilot one day, but your guess is as good as mine.
Huh. I have a feeling this is going somewhere.
Am I that transparent? Listen, I know you owe me nothing at all, but I would do anything to get off of here. I know the societies want who knows what from you for who knows why, and I don't want to get involved in any politics. I just want, for my single self, a chance to explore.
Are there any incentives to helping you?
I'd happily earn my way. Like I said, a lot of spacefaring know-how has been put in my head. Let's put it to good use, right?
If I can help you, I will.
You won't regret it. Thanks. Do you want to talk about anything else?
Have any thoughts on the societies?
I have a few choice, unchristian thoughts about some of them. But I'm going to stay out of it. Listen, I'd understand you making any decision you have to regarding them. Any at all. I just hope you judge me separate. I don't wish harm on anyone. I just want to explore.
You think you're the real Amelia Earhart?
No, I don't. I consider myself a most ardent admirer of hers. She feels like family. Distant family. I like to think we both share a kindred spirit of adventure, though. She broke so many barriers in her life. I would love the same opportunity one day.
Yeah.
I hope to see you again.
I was gonna say, do you remember the coconut crabs eating you alive? So, I guess we just can't take her with us yet.
I hope your arrival doesn't mean more violence.
A believer.
You're the most exciting thing that's happened, well, ever.
Oh, you actually came from space.
Kinda shocked that, Sarah doesn't have anything to say about any of this.
Anything to be free?
So it sounds like the
You can
renegades
hear the
just want to
howls
get
at
out
night.
of here.
The defenses have to hold.
And it sounds like there is some form of threat in this place. Oh, come on, dude. There's literal walls. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. The outpost building sucks. Because this structure here is something you can put in the outpost, except the floors are different. Why not let us change the floors in the outpost? There's literal walls. Why not let us put walls down, dude? How hard is that? Like, this room looks great. Like, Outpost, man. Watch Bethesda put an update out, like, a year and a half from now that significantly improves Outpost building, but you gotta pay, like, $20 to get it. I guarantee you that's what they're going to do. And that sucks.
The renegades will use any means to escape Crucible.
And if they don't do it, a modder's gonna beat them to it. But that's also a big if, because, whew, man. Apparently the modding scene in this is just completely dead.
Maybe a couple earlier than that. You never can tell.
Why couldn't Genghis have gone with him?
Okay. Big helium thing.
I had hoped you would visit me. Good. Know that you stand before Queen Amanirinas of the Kush, Queen of a dead kingdom on a dead world.
Queen of the Kush, huh?
But I earned my name, and even the sands of time cannot take it from me.
What's the Kush? Oh, come on. You know what the Kush is. That good Kush.
In truly ancient times, my land lay south of Egypt, a harsh country. History is enamored of my contemporary Cleopatra, but she would have withered and died had she tried to rule my land.
Okay. Well, nice to meet you, Your Majesty.
Your courtesy is appreciated, even though it rings hollow. My subjects are all dust. If you don't believe me, know you are not alone. Some clones deride me behind my back. I know this, but I feel in my bones that I am a Manirinas for true. The great and the terrible to those who would oppose me. I remember things no one has told me. Memories of faces, betrayers, lovers, allies, and enemies. And the smells. The right scent. And I close my eyes. And I can picture all of it. So vividly. It aches my heart. My home. My kingdom.
How can you be so certain?
Have you no faith of your own? Something you hold to, even though it cannot be proven. It is the same
The only
with
faith
me.
I have is in myself.
But I am certain. You speak to a Manirinas, reborn.
I'll withhold my judgment.
You are wise then. I know how it must sound. Once, I called upon mighty armies. However, on Crucible I still lead. Have you heard of the believers? Have you heard of the mission? We are the ones who will take our rightful place in these settled systems, to bring in a new glorious age, and break the endless cycles of oppression and greed.
Good luck. You really think you can just change everything?
You are skeptical. My advisors thought the same when Augustus Caesar stood unbeatable at Cush's border. I made war against the mighty Romans. I took their cities and fought them to a draw. No other king or queen can boast of that honor against that famed Roman. And that's just me.
That's fair.
Some of the greatest lions of all ages are awaiting rebirth. What are bureaucrats, petty politicians, and lawyers against that?
And what could you tell me about the mission?
So many scoff at the mission. Before we are reborn here, there are words all of us are told. That we are the chosen. We are meant to better ourselves. To learn, grow, and thrive. All of us represent the greatest figures in our history. Who better to lead the settled systems to a new golden age?
And you want me to help with this?
If we could do it ourselves, we would have, years ago. I do not care if you think my plan is insane. But what I want, what we want, is a chance to prove to the facility we are ready. When someone has achieved their potential, the facility is supposed to set us free among the stars. But the machines have been breaking more and more over the years. And no one has ever been deemed worthy. I need your help to properly fix the facility so that we can prove ourselves and claim our birthright.
What is the facility?
The facility is another place on this very planet. A place we cannot go. As much as we dream of it.
No, nobody's made a trek there in the entire time you guys have been here. Nobody thought to set out an expeditionary force to go to the facility. Okay. Well, then maybe none of you are ready.
Surely someone, anyone by now would have learned the lessons the facility sought to teach. No, the machines have not aged well. The crises break upon our beach, each one greater than the last.
Well, tell me what you need then.
I need you to go to the facility. The robots and what drives them is not here. The facility is where they come from. Somewhere far to the east. None of us can travel there. But you can. Go there, please. And see if the facility can be repaired. Then report back to me.
Okay.
Roosevelt would destroy any hope of the mission succeeding.
What do you know about this facility?
There are robots here, but they are not constructed here. The clones also are not born here. The robots bring fresh clones always from the east. That is where their facility lies. And that's it. I know no more.
What do you think of the other societies?
Roosevelt and the pragmatists vex us. True, They do help us try and maintain the facility, but they deny the mission. Such hubris. We were sent here for a reason. Why can't they see that? And Genghis and the renegades are little more than brigands spoiling for a fight. They would destroy everything if it meant they could be unleashed on the galaxy. Clearly, none of them will ever reach their potential.
Maybe that is their potential. Could you tell me more about the Believers again?
We are the ones who believe in the mission. We are the great minds and leaders of history, who can bring about a new golden age. Our numbers are admittedly few, but we make up for it in our commitment to see the dream of Crucible realized. We just want the machines fixed, so we can pass the test and be allowed to leave Crucible and try to make a difference.
You really believe you're the true Amana Rhaenys?
I am her reborn. Many here scoff at reincarnation. But why? It has been a belief of people from the earliest of times. Why is it so unimaginable it can happen? When I dream, I smell the sands of Africa. I see the vaunted Roman legions with their prickly spear walls. And I see and taste the blood. Both ours and theirs. I am Queen Amanirinas, and I am she who even the conquerors fear.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Sure. Look at her big dumb shoes. Ah, jeez, those are terrible. Okay, and who are you? Just Ada Lovelace. Why is that name so familiar?
If you arrived, others will too. Change is coming. I can't wait.
How is it not being in a society here?
Uncomfortable, truth be told. The Believers are undeniably favored by the facility. Their complex receives food and materials first. When blood is spilt, the facility robots often side with them, and always the arguments and fisticuffs. Most of us just want to live in peace.
Are you a scientist?
I suppose I am what passes for one here. I have my namesake's education, so I am well versed there. But without any books or treatises from other scientists, my knowledge is limited. Some clones received specialized knowledge, like Amelia. She knows how spacecraft works. So interviewing them has been fantastic for learning more advanced scientific principles. But mainly I conduct experiments, rudimentary as they are.
Are you a clone of a historical figure too?
Why yes, Ada Lovelace, at your service. My namesake worked with Charles Babbage, and is widely considered the first female programmer. And to see what our little experiments led to, I only wish Mr. Babbage was here. I hope we can talk again.
Interesting.
Non-resident detected. Valid exception acknowledged.
So is there anyone else specific that lives here?
I just wish the societies could get along.
The other
It just
societies
seems like
make me sick.
it's
This is a prison.
like a bunch of
Plain and
randos. I mean, the Renegades are kind of making solid arguments, I'm not gonna lie. They're talking a lot of sense.
Change is coming.
Seems like there's a lot more Renegades than anything else, too.
The saddle systems needs us. We just need to pass.
Ow. I guess he's outside of the walls? That's interesting. What's the gravity on this place? 1.16, okay.
This place, there's something about it that simply doesn't make sense. We should proceed with caution.
Oh, now you're speaking up, huh? Interesting.
Stranger, Weapons out! They come!
Nice bit of work.
Genghis Khan just has a fucking 1911. Okay.
The man from the stars. Come to see me. And you're not afraid to get your hands dirty. I guess the world out there is not so different than here. Genghis Khan, a pleasure to meet you.
You're more civil than I was expecting.
Manners cost me nothing. But make no mistake, I will do whatever it takes to escape this prison. I am pleased that the dangers out here are of no concern to you. You cannot be fully human if you trap yourself behind walls.
That is right, the Huns did not have walls. If Age of Empires taught me anything, they don't have walls. Why are you really out here?
I would provide fresh meat for my society, so we don't get fat off the robots. Franklin and I see eye to eye on very little, but even he appreciates this. And I always hope to see some means of escape. Perhaps our luck has finally changed.
You handle yourself well out there.
The robots taught me many things any Mongol would know. So, hunting game, even such as this, is little challenge to me. So Franklin told you of us. Oh, that we're clones? Some of us think that makes us special. That the deeds of our namesakes are somehow ours. But that is blind arrogance. We are just people. Same as you. Same as anyone.
So you feel no connection to Genghis at all?
None at all. It is as if I were a student of his life and times from an early age. I know so much about him, but that doesn't mean I am him. I am me, and I am content with this.
Surprised you didn't change your name then.
I never really thought about that. Surprising indeed. But all this talk gets us nowhere. Too many of the others grovel at the feet of the damned robots, trying to play their roles in a broken game. The renegades will not submit, and one day we will be free.
What would you do if you escaped? Oh, so the Crucible is a prison.
A prison of the mind and the body. Crucible holds out a throne and says, "Obey, and it is yours." But thrones are meant to be taken, not handed to you by a machine. But it is a tantalizing lie that keeps the others in line.
And what would you do if you escaped?
I do not know. Everything outside of Crucible is unknown to us. I imagine the settled systems are not so settled that a man who does not shrink from violence can't make a place for himself, though.
Then you should leave.
Were it that easy, I have died a dozen deaths trying to find a way out of Crucible. You get too far or disobey too much, then death. Crucible holds our lives in its hands. But now, the robots have made a grave mistake. You can go where none of us can. You hold our future in your hands, and all the societies know it.
Crucible really kills you.
Oh yes, you can go 1 or 2 miles from Crucible, and you drop dead. I have no knowledge of medicine, but it's probably poison. It boils my blood to be subjugated like this. But too many of the clones are sheep. As long as their pens are clean and comfortable, they bleat their arguments.
If I free you, I have a feeling many people will suffer.
Even if you think I deserve this cage, does everyone? If you want your heartstrings tugged, talk to Amelia Earhart. Doesn't she deserve the stars she craves? You know of the facility, yes? Go there and make the machines let us leave. It is not much to ask, and it will set us free.
What's happening, darling?
That is an interesting perspective. So they are literally trapped here. So, okay. I don't know why I just didn't pick up on that before.
So, you have heard from the other societies. I must confess I'm very curious what an outsider thought of them, and their positions. You might be the first objectively neutral party we've ever come across.
I think both of them are misguided. Probably dangerous.
I couldn't agree more. The facility has gathered some of the most obstinate and dangerous personages throughout history. It has told them that they should lead in a golden age via whatever means they see appropriate. Setting us all loose and Parda as a whole would invite disaster. We are barely fit to lead ourselves.
Would it be that bad?
The most likely case is anyone that leaves Crucible would die or silently fail. But if the mission is correct, and they do take over the settled systems, in the course of history, it took millennia to cast out petty tyrants. The way ahead lies not looking to the past to literally guide us, but for this generation to learn from us. Terrible and great figures we represent had their time. We made the most of it. We should be at peace with it.
Don't some individuals deserve a chance, though?
A tough but fair question. I must admit the case of Amelia Earhart sometimes keeps me up at night. 'Tis safer if the rule is strict, but if you wanted to make an exception or two, I could live with that. But no one from the other societies. They are all dangerous in their own way.
Tell me your plan, then.
Certainly. It is evident that the facility is decaying. It is both unsustainable and unwise for us to fix and maintain the status quo. Our community must be weaned off the machines, learn how to build, grow, and govern ourselves, allowed to raise families so we can pass our lessons to the next generation, and to die when our allotted time is finished. One day we will be worthy of going to the stars. We are just not there yet.
Is it wrong if others want to escape this prison?
Do not listen to passion. Genghis can be very persuasive, but he's a fool. In some sense, we are an abomination. A science project made for unknown ends and with uncertain results. Once we are fully human, fully self-reliant, then we should be allowed to join the settled systems.
Well, you can't raise family. Because you're clones. Doesn't that mean you're infertile?
Yes, and Not to be indelicate, not for lack of trying. Are we even human in this state? We have no future, only the past.
I don't know. I mean, he's got like the most, obviously, the most pragmatist take of all of them. Because Genghis Khan wants total freedom, which I don't think is a bad thing. I think Genghis Khan is correct in the assessment of we should be allowed to leave. But I also think the believers are crazy. I don't trust them. So, yeah, I guess we'll go with FDR. Like, what are we really going to lose? That's a good goal. Count me in.
You have no idea how profoundly grateful I am to hear that. Go to the facility and see what can be done.
Alright. I'm shocked Sarah has nothing to say. Oh, yeah?
Listen, it's not safe to talk here. It's about Roosevelt. There's something you need to know.
What do you know about Roosevelt?
Not here. If he found out I'm even talking to you about this...
Oh, well, if you have something to say, I'm all ears.
Thank you. There's a, well, cave just outside town. No chance of us being listened in on. Please, come as quick as you can. Ideally, before you go to the facility.
Okay. If it's that important, I'll go now.
I'll meet you at the cave.
A stranger be trusted.
In my darkest hours, I feared that we were all that was left of humanity.
He's really booking it, too. He's full sprinting to this location. I guess I can just straight follow him, too. So it is kind of lame that this is all we get. In terms of historical figures, like, that's it. They could have splurged a bit more, had some more interesting stuff going on. Just follow him to the cave. Oh, here it is.
You came. I just can't take a chance. These clones, they're psychotic, crazy. If they find out, I'm sorry. I just can't take the chance.
Take a deep breath. I'd like to help.
You're just making it worse. I'm not Wyatt Earp. I wish. God, how I wish I was. I was cloned off a monster. America's first serial killer. H.H. Holmes.
This is unbelievable. Oh, you poor, poor man.
Who's H.H. Holmes?
He was a deranged lunatic on old Earth. In the 1890s, he owned a hotel. He'd lure people there in this crazy hotel with all sorts of terrible rooms. But I'm not him. You gotta believe me.
Wow, it must be a terrible burden, knowing you share DNA with Holmes.
It's like a living nightmare. If you go to the facility, I know you'd find out who I am. And if you let any of these bloodthirsty maniacs know, they'd kill me. But no, that wouldn't be the end. Every time my new clone would appear, death, torture, pure hell. I'm afraid it's you or me. I'm going to kill you.
Wait, what? Killing me would make you a murderer. Is that what you want?
I really, really don't. Besides Ada and maybe Amelia, you're the nicest person I've met. But the other clones, they would tear me apart. Don't you see? They're the monsters.
I'm so confused.
I just don't want to be tortured like that. Please,
What do you keep
Please
referring
forgive
to?
me.
Does anyone know your secret?
A few of the old-timers know I used to go by Bill Hickok. I mean, I had to make up a story. I always used to read the dime novels, and I figured I knew enough about Wild Bill and Wyatt to pull it off. I just had no way of knowing what my previous life had picked. So I played dumb. But Roosevelt is a crafty one.
So he knows. We don't have to do this. There's gotta be another way.
I just don't see a way out.
Be Wyatt Earp. Be the hero. You can choose that.
I can wish it a million times, but it don't make it so.
I can see you're scared. Take a deep breath. Think about it.
Do you think I'm doing this on a whim? I've got no other choice.
Son of a bitch.
I mean, no. I guess. Maybe you're right.
You don't stand a chance against me.
I don't want to die. I'm gonna trust you, okay? Just don't tell anyone. This never happened. You're the talk of Crucible. You're always welcome back.
What a bizarre little side mission? I'm also just like, I'm curious, what the fuck did he mean by they would torture him? Just because they know he's a killer? Like, that's fucking bizarre. Like, it makes me wonder if is there more going on here, or was shit just cut? Like, did they intend for this to be more interesting than it was?
I have something for you when you have a moment.
Very, very strange. Alright. Let's head to... That was a close persuasion, too. I almost didn't make that. Where's the facility?